Hello friends, welcome to Bindu Dadwal Chemistry Lessons. We are doing determination of order of reaction. There were 5 methods for determination of order of reaction: graphical method, integrated rate law method, Ostwald isolation method, initial rate method, and half-life method. Of these, graphical method and integrated rate law method we did in the previous video. Initial rate method to find order of reaction. This is used for reactions where there are more than one reactants, because graphical method could be used only for those reactions where there is only one type of reactant. So in this method, what we do is that we first determine the rate of the reaction at the initial stages, that is when time is 0. This rate we determine by finding the slope of the tangent to the concentration versus time graph. Then initial concentration of only one reactant is changed and other concentrations are kept as before, and rate is determined again. From this, the order with respect to that reactant is calculated. The procedure is repeated with respect to each reactant until the overall rate law is fully determined, and the sum of the individual orders will give you the overall order of reaction. To illustrate the method, let us take a hypothetical reaction. 2A plus 2B gives products, and for the data for this hypothetical reaction is 2A plus B forms products. There are 3 experiments in all. In the first experiment, the initial rate 0.005 is obtained when concentration of A and B are taken as 0.01 and 0.01 respectively. And in the second experiment, we keep the concentration of B the same, but we change the concentration of A, we double it and find the rate of reaction, which comes out to be 0.020. Now, rate equation for first experiment will be rate 1 is equal to rate constant into 0.01 raised to power P into 0.01 raised to power Q is equal to 0.005. Similarly, the rate equation for second experiment will be rate 2 is equal to K into 0.02 raised to power P into 0.01 raised to power Q is equal to 0.020. And we will divide equation 2 by equation 1. So we get 0.02 upon 0.01 raised to power P is equal to 0.020 upon 0.005. The reactant B cancels out because the values are same. So the 0.02 upon 0.01 answer is 2 raised to power P is equal to 0.020 upon 0.005, answer is 4. 2 raised to power P is equal to 4. So 4 is also 2 raised to power 2. So P is equal to 2. We find the order with respect to reactant A as 2. Similarly, we will determine rate equation for third experiment and divide third rate equation with the second one. So we get 0.03 upon 0.01 raised to power Q is equal to 0.060 upon 0.020. So solving, we get 3 raised to power Q is equal to 3 raised to power 1. So Q is equal to 1. Thus, order with respect to A is 2 and with respect to B is 1. The rate law will be rate is equal to K, rate constant, into A raised to power 2. We have determined P as 2 and B raised to power 1. Overall order is 3. 2 plus 1, 3. Let us do a practice problem. The following data was obtained for the reaction 2NO plus Br2 gives 2NO Br. We have the data. Determine the orders with respect to NO and Br2, determine the rate law, determine the rate constant. So let us do this practice problem. Let's write the rate equation for first experiment. For first experiment, rate 1 is equal to rate constant into concentration of NO 0.10 raised to power P. Let the order of reaction with respect to NO be P, and concentration of Br2 0.10 raised to power Q is equal to rate 1.3 into 10 raised to power minus 6. Similarly, the rate equation for second experiment will be rate 2 is equal to K into 0.20 raised to power P into 0.10 raised to power Q is equal to 5.2 into 10 raised to power minus 6. Now dividing equation 2 by equation 1, we get rate 2 upon rate 1 is equal to K into 0.20 raised to power P upon K into 0.10 raised to power P into 0.1 raised to power Q upon 0.1 raised to power Q is equal to 5.2 into 10 raised to power minus 6 upon 1.3 into 10 raised to power minus 6. This cancels out, same values. What is left is 0.2 upon 0.1, which comes out to be 2 raised to power P is equal to, cancels out, 13 4s are 52, 4. So 4 is also equal to 2 raised to power 2. So P is equal to 2. Order with respect to NO is 2. Similarly, we will find out order with respect to Br2. Here the concentration of A remains same, NO remains same, Br2 changes. So we will have rate 2 and rate 3. So third rate law expression for third experiment will be rate 3 is equal to K into concentration of 0.20 into concentration of 0.30. This raised to power P, this raised to power Q is equal to 1.56 into 10 raised to power minus 5. We will divide equation 3 by equation 2 and find out the order. So let's do that. Rate 3 will be K into 0.20 raised to power P into 0.30 raised to power Q is equal to 1.56 into 10 raised to power minus 5 divided by second equation K into 0.20 raised to power P into 0.10 raised to power Q is equal to 5.2 into 10 raised to power minus 6. This cancels out. What is left is 0.3 upon 0.1, which is 3 raised to power Q is equal to be 3. 5 3s are 15. So 3 raised to power 1. So value of Q is equal to 1. So we find order of reaction with the help of different experiments where we keep the concentration of other reactants constant and we only change the concentration of the reactant whose order is to be determined. And the sum of the different orders will give you the overall order of reaction. P was 2, Q is 1, so overall order of reaction is 3, 2. In the Ostwald isolation method, we find the order of reaction with respect to one reactant at a time. For this, we isolate one reactant by taking the other reactants in large excess and then get order of reaction with respect to that reactant, just like we did in initial rate method. Then we will isolate the second reactant, let us say B, and by keeping A and C in large excess, and find order with respect to B. Similarly, we will then isolate C, keeping A and B in large excess and determining order with respect to them, and overall order will be P plus Q plus R. The next method is half-life period method. This method is based on the principle that if reaction is of nth order in a reactant, then half-life is inversely proportional to n minus 1th power of its initial concentration. For example, if initial concentration of reactant is C1 and half-life period is T1, and in another experiment its initial concentration is C2 and half-life period is T half 2, then T half 1 upon T half 2 is equal to C2 upon C1 the whole raised to power n minus 1. Taking logs, log T half 1 upon T half 2 is equal to n minus 1 log C2 upon C1, and n is equal to 1 plus log T half 1 upon T half 2 upon log C2 upon C1, and putting values n can be calculated.